Most people will want to fight their driving with a suspended license charge in Ontario because the penalties are severe. In this video, I'm going to cover what you should not do when fighting your driving with a suspended license charge in Ontario, and it has to do with defenses. Before I start, I've created a multi-part video series on everything you need to know about the penalties that you'll face if you're convicted with driving with a suspended license in Ontario. I put links into the description of this video. You should watch it. There's a ton of great information. Let's get started. There are valid defenses that you can use when fighting your driving while under suspension charge in Ontario. However, most excuses are not legal defenses. And you shouldn't use those excuses thinking you're going to beat the charge, because you won't. Here are the 6 most common excuses that will not beat your driving with a suspended license charge in Ontario. Excuse number 1, I did not know my driver's license was suspended. No, this is not a defense. You really may not have known your driver's license was suspended, and the logic behind this excuse goes that you would not have driven if you knew about your license suspension. Now, you're supposed to get notice of your suspension from the Ministry of Transportation of Ontario. However, you may legitimately have not received the notice. Maybe you moved, or maybe you didn't get your mail, or maybe someone picked up your notice and didn't give it to you. Unfortunately, it does not matter whether you got the notice. The prosecutor only needs to prove that notice of your driving suspension was generated. Yes, this is frustrating, but this is the law, and you should not use this excuse because it won't work. Excuse number 2, I can't lose my driver's license for 6 months because I have to drive for work, or I have to drive for my family, or I have to drive for medical reasons. And losing my driver's license for 6 months, it will be, I'll lose everything. No, this is not a defense. Yes, you may have to drive for work, or you may have to drive for your family, or you may have to drive for medical reasons, and losing your driver's license can and probably will be devastating to your personal and work life. However, the penalties for driving while under suspension are severe for a reason. The lawmakers want to send a message to the public that you have to follow the rules of the road. And if you don't follow the rules, which in this case includes the requirement that you always need to have a valid driver's license, then you will face serious consequences, including the mandatory 6-month driving suspension. Excuse number 3, a conviction on driving while under suspension will increase my insurance premiums and make it so high I won't be able to afford insurance and I won't be able to drive. No, this is not a defense. Please rewatch the logic from excuse number 2. Excuse number 4, I knew my license was suspended but I only drove because I had an emergency. No, this is not a defense. Again, rewatch the logic from excuse number 2. Excuse number 5, I had my license suspended because I forgot to pay a small ticket. And the 6-month suspension for such a small ticket, well, it's just not fair. Again, this is not a defense. The fact that the ticket that suspended you was a small dollar amount does not matter legally. The lawmakers want to send a strong message that you are responsible for paying all tickets, and that if you don't, they will suspend your driver's license regardless of how small the fine was that suspended your license. Excuse number 6, I didn't commit a crime, I only made a mistake, and the penalties are just not fair. No, this is not a defense. While you are correct, you did not commit a crime under the Criminal Code of Canada. Driving with a suspended license is an offense under the Highway Traffic Act of Ontario with very serious penalties. As a next step, watch our video, What's the Penalty for Driving with a Suspended License? You can click on the video on your screen. If you have any questions, message me to arrange a confidential and free meeting.